Welcome back, everyone, to episode 10 of the Can You Survive 25 Challenge on Riverbend Springs. Since our last episode, it's went quite a ways, and part of that is we had a screw up. We had last episode we had planted cotton, and we were looking to get these. We ended up buying all these and planted these fields to cotton as well. Um, Fields like 70, 71, 72, and 75, and I believe we didn't have 79 then. Well, I went to harvest it in the fall, and the problem was we our cotton harvester froze up the game and booted us. We lost the recording and everything. I got to doing some research, and that's kind of a known problem with cotton harvesters at the moment. If you're using an AI worker, they'll freeze up your game and crash it. So unfortunately, I mean, when I crashed it, it crashed the whole computer, so I lost all that. So I guess what I'm saying is I'm done with cotton. I'm not gonna harvest all these by myself, which will work. The glitch is only with the AI workers. Something to do. There were several different glitches when I was looking. One is, and the one I had is when it would get to the end of the field and go to lift the head, uh, it would it would glitch and crash. So, and it was just on one field one time, but I can't really afford to do that if I'm trying to record a series. So I went back in and I planted all this back to grass. So all these fields are grass now. And what we're going to do then is switch to sheep. So I don't know how many of these I'm going to start putting down sheeps in this episode. I'm going to try it, try like this big field. If I put one sheep pen and wrap the custom fence all the way around, is that possible? So we might try that. What else has happened since the last episode? We bought a new tractor. Well, a used tractor. This T8. We bought it. It was on the used market. We upgraded the engine to so now it's the 435 horse. Uh, I believe this is our biggest tractor on the farm now. We sold the Massey to get this. Um, so it was about $100,000 difference after selling the Massey, and we now all of our tractors are blue for this farm, which is what I wanted to do for this farm. Next farm will be red, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We've been selling all of our wood off, silage. So as you can see, we got quite a bit of money right now, 1.3 million. Um, Sawmills keep producing a good pay for us. We have automated the sawmills to sell everything but the beams instead of storing them. We are still hauling beams up to the playground. But the other thing we're doing today is like I said, we're done with cotton. So I brought all of our cotton equipment up here. I also brought some other things like the cultivator. We haven't used the cultivator in years, so we're gonna get rid of it. I'm not planting cotton anymore, so I can get rid of this. We had a sprayer for a while for weeds. We're gonna get rid of it too. So we're gonna do a bunch of sell off to start this episode, and then we're gonna buy a bunch of equipment and start putting down those sheep enclosures. So I think I'm gonna repaint everything, of course, before I sell it. Does give you a little bit extra. And then we'll get this stuff sold. So yeah, we do still, like I said, we're all blue tractors over here. We got this Baltro, which The Vultras would work for any of our farms because we can paint them in the shop, which is nice. So we may be purchasing more of those. Uh, we are going to start looking for red tractors in the market. If we find a good deal, maybe we'll buy one and go park them up on the new farm or where the farm's going to be. But we're not that far from starting another farm. It'll probably be the next episode or the one after it. I think we're ready to go up there. I just want to get this farm finished, established, since we're switching it back to sheep, or switching it to sheep now because of the cotton screwing up. Get these harvesters over here. This one was actually a new one. We never did get another used one to come on the market, so before that last harvest, we did end up buying a brand new harvester. So I'm sure we're going to take a beating on the sell price here. Mainly it was the paint, I guess, that screwed us over. So we probably lost 90, 100,000. I should also mention that the cotton harvest made a little over 10 bales for all those fields, which is kind of crazy. I think I talked about before, in order to supply the rope factory and one spinnery for 12 months, we needed something like, I don't know, it was like 30 plus bales, 30, 31 bales. So you might need to own half this map, and have it in cotton to just supply those two. Now, as I said, I don't think the rope factory is that great, and we're going to get rid of it as soon as the playground's full and won't take any more. We'll get rid of it. So that sells off all that. We're going to keep the silage equipment. I think I'm going to keep running the silage until we get all our fields sorted out. But eventually, the only thing we're going to have over there for our fields is, they're going to be sheep enclosures all the way around, and then we're going to keep a few fields of grass to be able to put up bales to feed them through the winter. Now I'm hoping the meadows will feed them most of the year. We'll just have to stack some bales on there for the winter to get them through. That's my plan anyway. But we do need some equipment now to be able to, for baling and putting up hay, and I think I'm going to go pretty big with this. Instead of just getting the normal mower, I think I'm going with the big Krone, the big M 450, just for speed. We have the money. It'll, with a worker, he'll blow through there pretty quick. We're sitting on 1.9 million, so can't really, we got plenty of money right now. So I think I'm going to buy this, and we'll go with a new modded baler that came out. I think I'm going to try that as well. So let's buy one of these. And then, as far as the baler, like I said, there was the new modded square balers that came out that have a windrower attached to them. I kind of like the idea of that, and I kind of like this one with the bale collect on it. So the way I understand it, it'll kick out 3 bales here and then dump those. And what that's going to allow us to do is just be easier to pick up. There'll be 3 bales right in one spot, if I'm not mistaken. So kind of our options here is this, is the width of this windrower. Like right now it's a 10 meter, but you can go all the way up to this, which is a 20 meter, which I don't know how big a pain this is going to be. But if we find it's too big a pain and we want to reduce it, we could always customize it and drop it back. But I think for now we're going with this big one. I don't think I need the silage additive. I've got my silage set up already with the others. I might put work lights on it just in case we do any nighttime stuff. So yeah, 282,000 for this, which isn't horrible when you're getting the baler with this plus a windrower, a 20-meter windrower. So we'll go ahead and buy that. We also need to get another bale trailer since, I mean, we sold ours, but I think I'm going back with this same one that we used before. Just makes it quick with the auto load. Put BKTs is fine. I don't think I need the extension since these are going to be square. I don't need a beacon. That's probably fine. So that should get us started anyway. Trying to think what else we need. This should be it to get the hang part put up. I think for now I'm going to see if I can't send this down with a worker. We'll probably start just on these fields right here, knock these all out, and like I said, I think I'm going to put these two in today's episode, see if I've got enough to get both of those into sheep, get our sheep started over there. Let's get this tractor, send the baler down there as well. Grab another tractor to come up here to get the bale loader later, but yeah, this thing's kind of a monster. I don't know how this is gonna go. Not real great with big stuff like this. We might regret it, but like I said, if we don't like it, we can cut some of the stuff down, you know, cut down the width of the windrower. But we'll see. But I'm hoping that the sheep, I know cotton does better in the factories, but will the sheep outproduce them? Will the sheep produce enough to keep a spinnery full? Probably what we're going to do now that we're on to sheep and wool is we'll add more spinneries. So I think eventually what we'll have, if I'm not mistaken, the best ratio is 5 spinneries to 2 of the tailor shops. So that's probably what we'll do. We'll have 5 spinneries up there and 2 tailor shops and see if we can keep those both full and busy. I'm going to get a worker on this and just see what we're looking at here. Well, my hopes with going with this crone too is just speed. It's so much faster that it can mow. He should be able to fly through this field. The fields in general, and we can get away with only needing one, which we should only need one anyway. I'm hoping we don't have that many hay fields when we're done. Most of these are going to be sheep pens, and I want to keep, you know, I could put 1 or 2 pins on each one of these, obviously, but if you watch my other series, the Animal Whisperer series, you've seen that there is an issue with the number of pins you can have on a map, so I don't want to run into that. So that's why I'm thinking I'm just going to go with 1 pin. And I almost think for this one, we're kind of level down here. So I think I want to start this pin down towards this end where it's nice and level. And the way those pins sit, I believe it's to the right hand side of it is where the wool comes out. So maybe I want it sitting just right about here. So I am going to do the old save the game, shut off autosave. Just in case this doesn't work well, we can come right back in and fix it. Let's see here. So go to sheet pins, and it says it only holds 68, but like I said, we're gonna I think if I come something like this, I'm probably trying to think here. We could probably have it right in this corner. Would give us plenty of room to access that. It's what I've found with the sheet pen. The hardest part is accessing the wool. So I think we're going to put this down. We do want to customize it. This side, I don't believe there's anything we really need to other than to access to get sheep in and out, and I don't think we're going to mess with that, to be honest. There's really no need. I should probably be checking to see how much this is all going to cost us, but I guess it should tell us at the end when we exit out of here. But I think we're just going to follow this field best we can. All the way up here, just trying to keep all the grass in here. This thing's gonna be huge. I'm just curious of how many it's gonna hold too, based on the size of this beast. Well, we're lucky we got $1 million, because I think these pins are gonna cost us a fortune to put in. And this hopefully works. I mean, I don't want to have to find out that this wool isn't gonna work either, because I'm ready to move on to the farm number 2. And this might be a good thing. Sheep, once we move on to the second one, I'll probably set this wool distribution up to automatically go to our production areas. I know you lose a little, you have some expenses there, but we're going to be running 3 farms. We probably want this as automated as much as possible. Like I said, this is the biggest part with this, so I'm going to cut off this corner and leave a nice wide area there to get in and get wool. Did I make that? Yeah, that about froze up the old computer. Didn't like that. Yes, we do want... No. This is where I was about screwed up. I don't think you want the meadow if you've got grass down like we've got. So you want to say no. Because the way meadows work... Well, meadows are screwed up, for one thing. But the other thing I know, or have heard, is the way meadows are supposed to work is they'll eat all the meadow, but then you need to pull them all out so it'll regrow. So nobody wants to pull out all them sheep to have that regrow. Plus, from what I hear, it's even not working if you pull them all out. So 67, and what does this hold? 596. Holy crap. See, this is going to be a problem. This is the only thing that I'm thinking might be a problem with 596. We might have a tough way of how we can even feed these. My hope was to put bales down here, but no idea how many bales it's going to take in the winter. Yeah, I'm not sure. We're going to have to play around with it. And we might just do one field for now and kind of go through a winter and see, and just keep doing what we're doing as far as keep doing what we're doing and just put it up as silage, make a bunch of money, and maybe even do that in this episode. I guess that would make sense. Just put up the rest of this to silage, put up some bales. We do want several of these fields to bales, but put up a lot of silage and move on to farm number 2 for the time being. We can come back to this once we know how much this is going to take, if we can keep up feeding here. And if anybody has any ideas, like could you somehow have a bunker here and an auger that would keep feeding this? Is that a possibility? What am I thinking here? You know, instead of baling the hay. And by the way, what did this, if we go back over here, what did this thing cost us? What did it say? Construction cost. So not as bad as I thought, really. 200,000, and I assume that include the price of the building. Okay, well that's good to know. Okay, well that's fine. Looks like our guy's getting stuck up on our balers, so let me get these guys sorted out and I'll be back. Okay, let's see what this beast is going to be like, if I can even get it in here. Get this windrower all put out. Not sure. Not seeing anything on how to operate, if it's going to automatically dump that on the rear. I'm guessing it is. Turn this monster on and see what we got. Oh yeah, I mean I do like this, the way it's definitely taking up a large area. A large enough area, I guess. It's just kind of making it a 2-in-1. We can start knocking fields out. And it's kicking out the bales. That's the beauty of the square bales, is we got all 3 of them there. Now does it drop those right away? Yes, it does. That's nice. Yeah, I think I like this setup. We can cover a lot of ground. Obviously it's just grass bales. I mean, you could do hay bales with this, tedder at first. But it's not a faster way of putting up silage, because we would still need to come in here and wrap them. I guess you could take these up and put them in the fermenting silos. There is a new fermenting silo out for everybody on console as well on the mod hub. Omatonic, I think, came out with a pretty interesting looking one. Jeez, that's one thing though, you get to going back and forth, this thing kind of gets away from you. Now technically you should probably be tedding this, because in real life you wouldn't be giving grass bales to sheep. I mean, you could give fresh cut grass to them, but it would spoil, mold. But there's a lot of things in this game that aren't realistic. Like if you're watching my Animal Whisperer challenge and I'm sitting there with eggs out in the open, the sun, they're sitting there for a year before I sell them. I mean, how realistic is that just to get the best price? Probably should have to sell those every month. Okay, there we go. Can we kick out the bale? Ooh, kind of went inside of each other. So okay, I've got unfinished bales there and everything. How do I kick that last one? What happens if I fold this baler up? Huh. I can't fold it up with that. That could be a problem. So how do you get those last bales off of there so you can fold this up? Seems kind of stupid. Now I think I've got my bale deal here, and it does have the auto pickup on it. That seems like a definite design flaw. Unless I did something wrong. But I assume maybe I can drive alongside this and it'll load them up. All but one. Why didn't it take that one? Oh. I think I probably know why I didn't take that one. Maybe it's the smaller one. It's not recognizing it. Let's go see if we can unload these, come back. Can probably only load maybe one size of bale at a time. And I did unload the unfinished bale, so. Well, I'm gonna get that unloaded. I'm gonna get this guy started and get some more baling done. We'll come back, get some hay inside that pan, and start getting some sheep. Maybe just go ahead and fill that whole thing full of sheep. See what happens. But be right back in a minute. Okay, so I haven't fully figured out this baler yet, how it works, if I can get a worker on it. The biggest problem I'm having with it is getting it to fold back up when it has partials. I did shut off 2 of my baler mods thinking it's conflicting with it, and it's worked to unload the bale and then it folds up, but the problem is, well, I shouldn't say it's a problem. It's happened to be that it was 3 bales when I unloaded it every time, so it kicked it off. I need to see if it gets down and only has 1 bale, can I get it off of there? Because that first field I couldn't get it off, and it will not fold unless those bales are off of there. So I couldn't fold it, and taking this 20-meter contraption down the road is just not gonna work. It's not fun. But if I can get this thing to work, it's awesome. It's the speed at which you're going, baling, never stopping, obviously because it's a square baler, keeps kicking them out, and then with the nice 20-meter windrower, we can cover a lot of ground. So I'm hoping I can get it figured out. If not, we might have to go sell this off, get a different just get a windrower to run in front of us on a different tractor and then come back and bale. But I'm hoping it'll work. If I was smart enough to know how to do course play and all that, I'm sure you could set this up to have it run itself, which would be super cool. Like I said, this thing, you can walk through fields pretty fast, and then with auto bale pickup on a trailer, you come back and pick everything up pretty fast too. I have noticed it's a pretty heavy contraption, because I can't remember this Valtra we're pulling it with right now. This is what, like a 420 horse, something like that, and it does struggle a little pulling heels. So I don't know if you need a bigger tractor or you just live with that. The other thing is my bale loading trailer's kind of conflicting with another. I think it's kind of messing with the auto loading pallet deal, so it's kind of hard to unload them bales, but I think I got that figured out now too. So I'm gonna finish baling up this field, and then I think we're gonna go ahead and buy sheep, bunch of sheep, put it in that first pen. I think we'll fill it, see where we're at. I think I'm gonna go ahead and put another pin down in that big one next to it, and we'll fill it as well if we have enough money. And if we still have enough money, I have one big field left. I think it's field 91 way down the corner. We'll go down there and do the same, and we'll just see if we can keep up with putting hay in there. I've got an idea. I'll need to test it later on. I have no idea how much hay this is going to take the first months till that meadow comes in, or if it's basically there because the grass has grown up, and how much it takes over the winter. That's my one complaint about those dynamic pastures. Yes, we went from having what, 60 some head in there to over 500, but it didn't increase the capacity of the feed it would hold. It'd be nice if that increased with it, or there was some sort of extension that you could add to it to give it more capacity, like a silo extension on the side of it. I'm not sure if there is something like that, or even a mod that would do that same thing. Yeah, it'd be nice to have that, so that you could feed them, have several days worth of feed, because as it is now, I think that thing only holds, I don't even know if it holds 10,000 liters, so that's like a bale or two. Now you can stack those bales and leave them on there, but okay, so here we're gonna check this out. So if we shut this off and we unload the baler, I've only got 2 bales. This should work. Okay, good, it did work. So yeah, that other mod, I've had 2 round bale mods, one that would allow you to unload a bale, and I think another one that kind of helped when you're round baling to slows you down and stops you when it's time to wrap it. So those must have been conflicting, because you couldn't unload that like that, but that's good. So it is working. That's awesome. This thing's working good. Highly recommend this if you download this mod. It's a little more expensive for sure, but once you get up to that point, I mean, we walked through this field fast just doing that. Okay, and it's might be the way I go, and even with my silage, because I feel like I walk through this field faster, but maybe not. I know that moves pretty quick mowing, but by the time I come back, still might be faster with our normal silage setup. But I'm gonna run down, take a look at this. Yeah, like I said, I threw some bales here. Now they will auto feed in here, I'm sure. But my thinking is, how far along here? Shut super strength off. trying to get that bale off, and I never could get it off. I don't know if I stick bales in here, will they auto feed this? Where the trigger actually is along here. It's sitting on it. And it's full, of course, 11,500. But there is a new mod out that allows you to put down bale storage anywhere. So I was wondering if I could come in here and somehow put down so it looks like bale storage is in here, and have my trigger so that it fed out here, so I could just come down here every day and say, you know, 10 bales, and it would set them out here, and where it set them out would actually be on the spot that feeds the sheep. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. But this field is one I'm thinking we are going to put it up on. Now, we have two options. I can go down there, it's fairly flat. I could probably come up the hill here, and it's fairly flat. Probably makes more sense to come up here, because then our two pins are fairly close to each other. So if I do want to make a hay storage in between them, I could. And I say fairly flat, but it's not perfectly flat. And I don't know if I'm going to use this part down here, because I don't know if the game will recognize it as meadow, this down here anyway. So I might just stick to the field. We do want to save the game again. And let's come in here. Go with another sheepy. So do I want to do what I did before here and come up as far as I can? You mean the land's not owned by me? I'm too close to the road? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, maybe something like this. And cut the corner off. We do want to customize the fence. I want to get a little bit closer so I can see. They're going to be some huge pins, that's for sure. So it'll be interesting to see if we have 3 of these huge ones. If first off, if we can keep up with the hay for the down times for the meadow, but also just if we can get enough wool off of these to keep our productions going for wool. If we can, I gotta think it's just gonna be a huge money maker. Kind of screwing up here, ain't I? Can I delete that? No, I don't wanna. What's the delete H. Back all the way up to the corner. Forgot I was going to try and cruise in right here. Cut that corner off, leave ourselves plenty of room there to fight those pallets. Did I not connect that? Nope, must have missed it somehow. Okay, so let's do H again. Do I need to come up here something like this? No, we do not want to plant the meadow. Okay. So let's see what this one holds. Definitely got to do some groundwork here. So this one's holds 594. What was our other one? I don't remember. What did it hold? It's not even going to tell me because, okay. Well, it must be a little bit more because it's meadow is more. But it is good to know that the meadow with that grass being ready is ready already. So let's just see how many sheep. What's it cost? Sheep wise, what are we looking at here? How long do they take? Gestation is 5 months. Puberty is 8 months. So if he's to buy them like this, we'd have to wait over a year for them to birth. We just bite the bullet. And buy it. There we go. I mean, 594. Let's see, the meadow scales with the size of the place. It just would be nice if this feed storage scaled as well. I'd like to know where the trigger is. Like I said, it's right there, but is that just this little hump here? So anything that's right here doesn't count? Huh, I don't know. We are going to go ahead. Like I said, I think I'm going to put this field into sheep as well. And I'm not sure. Map. I think that end is fairly flat. I would prefer to maybe be at this end though. That way we're a little closer. A little closer to the road home when we haul stuff down here. It looks fairly flat too, so. Sure wish this fog would burn off. So we do have a little road here, and I could leave this to hang out the side here and cut down some trees to be able to get in here and get pallets out if it gave me any fits. But like I said, I mean, speaking of that, I should go back here. Can I not? I haven't looked at this, but I was hoping to be able to just distribute straight from here to the factory, but it doesn't look like you can do that. Okay. I may have to pick that up every day. I may have to also, the trigger I was talking about where you can put storage anywhere, maybe put a trigger there to store extra too, and then I can come by and pick it up once a day. We'll see. We'll see how that works. But for now, let's go ahead and put down another pin here. Yes, I want to customize it. And I wish there was some new mods for better sheep barns as well. You know, some bigger ones with the dynamic fence. I think there's the finished sheep barn out there is the only mod I know of right now, and it doesn't look that great. And I think there was some problems when it first came out, and I don't know if they've ever fixed that or not. But I guess for now we'll use the base game ones. And it probably wouldn't help. You know, the biggest thing it would help, like I say, is the food capacity. Would imagine with some of those you have a better, I'll probably cut this corner off again, better food capacity storage. No meadow. Okay. 485. So a little short, but we gotta be in the around 1,500 sheep when we fill all these. 296. Let's go with some different. Let's go with the black face ones for these. And I do think I'll go ahead and fill this one. And we've only got 35,000 left, but we're going to be selling silage, so I'll go ahead and, well, not only selling silage, but I'll go ahead and fill that third one in and we get cash. But we do also, I forgot about that, I wanted to take you guys up here to the playground. I do have my tractor sitting up here with quite a bit of rope that we've saved up. And just take a look at the playground right now to see, you know, we're sitting here, this is all the stuff we have in it right now. We still need more rope and more wood beams. It's still buying them, so it doesn't have enough, but you can see it's starting to take shape. They're starting to work on it, which is nice. But we'll go ahead and get these sold. This has been several months worth that I've been saving up. Well, there you go. It did not buy that. So, we may be done with the rope factory. Now, I kind of want to, I was going to say get some more just in case we don't have enough in there, but we probably have enough here. Because usually, sometimes it'll, instead of using a whole pallet, it'll ask you for just a partial, so we'll have enough here if we go take this back to our storage. So I think we're going to, I need to look at the rope factory, see if it's still, geez, where am I going? See if it still has any cotton left in it. If it doesn't, then we're probably going to sell it. Like I said, the only thing we're keeping that for is to make this rope. Once it's done, we'll sell it and start putting down more we're going to put down more spinneries and a tailor shop. Uh, Probably kind of in that order. One more, well, probably the tailor shop first, then another spinnery. Then we'll just keep adding spinneries and tailor shops as we go till we get five spinneries to two tailor shops is what I'm going to go for. Um, the other thing I guess I haven't talked about, we are done with this wood deal. It's still going through some, but I have all the wood around here that I want cut. So as soon as it's done producing, we'll pull the wood chips out of it and sell it off, get it out of our way. So we could run spinneries all the way up here, and I'll probably put the tailor shops across the way from those. That's kind of the plan going forward. The other thing I thought about on the last episode, we had figured out a way. It seen where you could get 5 cuttings from your hay fields instead of the normal 4. And the way you do that is you plant in November instead of just letting it go. If you let it go, I know it goes on forever, but if you let it go, May's the first month you can harvest grass off it. But if you replant it in November, you can take the first cutting off in March. So essentially you can get 5 cuttings off of these fields the way they are right now. Now, some of this may be a bug since this grass height that you're looking at, there is one more stage after this. But we're all cutting it at this height. That could be a bug. There's supposed to be a big patch coming this week. That could get fixed in that and change this. But for right now, you can get 5 cuttings of grass, which makes things like silage just crazy lucrative. No more than it costs you to replant this. You're better off just going ahead and doing it and then picking it. But I think we got 314,000. I think before we end, let's go ahead, since we got the money. Let's run back down to this pin, and let's go ahead and get it full as well. So we did those. Let's go with the black browns. Can we fill it? Nope, not quite. But we will. We'll have that done here today. Probably if I go round up the wood, we'll have this one full. So we got over 1,500 sheep producing us wool. Got some terraforming to do here. We'll get this figured out to see if there's a way I can store it, or if I gotta pick it up every day. If I gotta pick it up every day, I gotta pick it up every day. Not that big a deal. Run around with the trailer and take care of it. But that'll probably do it for this episode. I'm gonna keep going. I don't know if I'll add any more sheep. I'll kind of see what these are doing with the fields that we keep mowing and start socking away a bunch of cash. Put in those spinneries and stuff, like I said, but we can kind of do that as we go. But right now, just put away a lot of cash and get ready to move on to farm number 2 in the next episode. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.